on the happy world of 5FM radio, bringing you hot, smoldering topics on a weekly basis. Your participation is important.
Yes, indeed, your participation is important, and later on we will give you, our listeners, an opportunity to do just that by calling in and interacting with our guest. And welcome to the Tuesday edition of the Burning Issue here on the Happy World of 5FM Radio. Remember, we are not only on 5FM on 89.9, but we are also live on our partner radio stations. And these are Tuta FM 90.7 in Mansa. And we are grateful that you could find time to tune in. We are also live on Spice FM, that is on 91.1 in Kabwe, covering Central Province as well. And in Lusaka, well cut at 89.9 is where we are, 5FM radio. And Southern Province is well taken care of because we are live on Wave FM radio on 98.7. Welcome to this particular program, and also live on our Facebook page. That's 5FM Radio Zambia, and also catch us live on Ask Movie. That's Facebook page. All right, and we'll be grateful if you could leave us a comment or indeed questions for our guest. Like I earlier said, later on we'll give you an opportunity to in and interact with our guest on the numbers 0955-221515. I'm your host, Zachariah Banda, and my guest today is obviously trending because then we have a political party, a new political party on the scene in as far as the political scene is concerned, and we are delighted that the party president is our guest this particular morning, and this is Munthu party president in Mr. Stephen Nyirenda. It's a pleasure to have you in a very different regalia altogether. The last time we spoke, you were in a different regalia, but we'll talk about that. Good to have you. Welcome.
Thank you so much, Zachariah. Thank you. I'm so happy to be here again.
Yeah.
And I greet the people in Ruapula Mansa, in Central Kabwe, and in Southern, and as well the beautiful people here in Lusaka.
How have you been?
Fine, very fine.
Yeah, you look it.
Yes, I've been watching in the background.
Yeah,
watching and analyzing.
Yeah,
and basically shaping our vision.
Yeah, and I guess it's timely now.
Exactly.
Because at least you've watched enough, and probably now it's about time to walk your vision, and we'll definitely talk about that. But first and foremost, everybody knew you as NAREP party president, and at some point we know it became controversial. But just tell us when all this died out, and as far as NAREP presidency is concerned.
You have used a very nice, powerful word, controversial. Munthu Party was not registered today or yesterday. It was registered in 2017. And in 2019, we were just about to launch when we were approached by the people from NAREP. And we said, okay, since we're doing the same, we jumped over.
Right.
And when we went in there, we found a bit of some problems. Some people accepted us, some people did not. So, change is very, very difficult. To change from the old way of doing things to the new way of doing things under my leadership. So there was really wrangles. We said, look, let's take it these 2 years until the elections. And that's what we did. Immediately after the elections, we said, we are leaving your house, going back to our house. And really, we brought everyone else who was willing to be with us. We went into the new house and we started working underground till indeed last Saturday, when we told the people, here we are, and these are the things that we are looking for.
Great. And now tell us about Munthu Party and what inspired you to come up with this particular party.
Well, in other words, in English, people would call people's party and things like that, but we believe everything that we do is around us, is around Munthu. And we believe that it is Munthu. Munthu means just you and me. we are Munthu. And this our slogan is basically Zambia is for Zambians, Munthu is you and me, and it's only you and me that will develop Zambia. That's what basically came into our head. All the people that came together to start making this. But there are underground things that we believe in. We believe in that the wealth of this country must be in the hands of a Zambian. When I say a Zambian, lots of people start questioning, you are a racist and so on. No, a Zambian can be white, blue, black, and any other color. As we are nationalists, so to say, perhaps let me mix between liberal and conservative nationalists. Liberal, that means there are values, democratic values and rights of the people. Conservative is that we want to uphold who we are. We want to have our cultural values, our heritage, and things like that. So we are nationalists in the sense that everything that we want to do, we have the loyalty to our mother Zambia, to the people of Zambia. That person who goes this way, as I've explained, is a Zambian. I do not think I would call a guy who has got a green national registration card and whatever he does is not in the interest of Zambia, and that person is not Zambian. We've seen a lot of people here, they call themselves Zambians, but they siphon the money out of this country and send it out. That's not a Zambia. If you check, I can go, I said it before, if you go in our town center, this Lusaka town center, CDB, when I was young, I would move. I saw those buildings that are there when I was young, 10, 11, 12. Up to today, they are still like that, with those green roofing sheets and things like that. No color, no paint is touched, no renovations, but they are getting money. Those people are not Zambians. Their heart is there where they are building. I give it to, I try to look at myself. When I went out of the country, whatever I was doing there, I was sending to Zambia because my heart was in Zambia. So are these people. These people are not Zambians. They may have that paper, they may have the passport, they are not Zambians. Pure Zambians must have the loyalty to the Zambian people, to us, the Zambian people. They must leave their money here. If you are a leader, you are taking all your money to Dubai, all your money to UK or wherever you are taking it, you are not a Zambian. Zambians must be nationalists, must be literally loyal to their country and develop their country. And we will see that it will get better.
Now,
that's Munthu.
That's Munthu.
That's Munthu.
But give me a composition of your party. I mean, we've had so many political parties that are one-man party or Nashalaneka party at the end of the day. I mean, just give us a composition of the structure of your party.
Well, we have still a lot of those people that we had before, like the SG we had before, the chairman that we had before in all these provincial headquarters, the chair ladies and so on, they are there. There are some that went to the other factions. Well, we respect, it's their right, democratic right to do what they want to do. But we very soon, we will be going again on the elections. As we move around, there will be elections because this is a new party that's interim. This is what we call interim leadership. So people need to be again voted. Whether you are a chairman, you are in Mansa, or you are in Mongu, or you are in... We will, once they hold now these new elections, either the people want to restore them or they will put new other faces. That's how we are.
So you were launching a party whilst all structures are in place and you're good to go.
Yes, sure. Almost all structures that we had, the faction that we had, almost all of them, the faction we had, which took us up to 2021 elections, they are with us. So those positions are still there. They are still intact.
Let me speak for Zambians on this issue of alternatives, really, as political parties. I think Zambians have reached a point, because I see this, it's in public domain, I see this on social media, they've reached a point where they're now saying politicians are the same. They will promise you, and the moment they get into power, they forget and start doing things their way.
Yeah.
My question around that is, what alternatives are you offering Zambians in as far as development of this country is concerned?
Yes. Zachariah, and I will say this. I said, if you followed my opening speech, I really touched on that. One of our fundamental values in the Munthu Party is, first of all, to restore the trust between the public, the people of Zambia, and the leadership, mostly the politicians. This has been destroyed. Wherever you go, they say that exactly what you have said. We have also started looking at the problems of this country. I can go backwards a bit. I don't want to start where our first president, who is also my mentor, the late, I want to start where MMD picked it.
Right.
When MMD came, we saw them selling almost all the assets. Some of them very powerful. There came PF, they did what they did, but you saw how we were going down. So the curve has been going down, down, down. Now we have this new Dawn government. The curve is going down. People are crying. If you go outside, they are crying. What wrong are we doing? We are saying in the Munthu Party, you can put so many HHs there as presidents. It will not change. You can put so many lungus. It will not change. As long as they do not know the cancer of this country. You need to know the problem. When you go to the doctor, you don't explain what is wrong with you. The doctor cannot help you. The best medicine in the world will not help you. The best doctor will not help you. We feel or we think, and it's not only thinking, but realized that our leaders who are on the driving seat and who have been also on driving seats, they are not focusing on the cancer, on the problem that we have. And this is the difference with us. We are looking at the problem. The problem is basically not changing leaders there on top. The problem is us to go deeper and see what is making us going down. Since 1964, we have been going down, 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 down. People now can hardly afford 2 meals in a day or 3 meals in a day. What is the problem? That's what we have.
And we have identified.
We know where the problem is, and some of the things for security reasons, and so I may not mention them here. But Munthu Party knows where the problem is, and we will just hit there, and you will see the change in this country.
Well, you have to mention those that you can afford to mention, for the sake of the fact that people need to begin to believe you.
Yes, in general,
right.
In general, it is about you and me. Let me ask this question to everybody who is listening to us right up now. Who is owning the big commercial firms in this country? Who is controlling our economy in this country? Who is controlling the tourism industry in this country? Who is the owner of that seed that our farmers plant? Who produces the medicine and distributes the medicine in this country? I can go on and on. And the answer is, it's not you and me. If we look around in our own society, in our own country, there is nothing that belongs to you and me. What is yours and what is mine is nothing. Somebody said at Nzopita ukamwala kuja at chalo wako ndalama wanga. You know, we don't own anything in our own country. And then there, let me touch the leadership in this case.
Right.
I will touch the leadership in the sense that the leadership, what wrong it does, it allows this to happen. It allows people to come here, disrespect us, insult us, cheat us, corrupt us, and do all sorts of things, and take the money out of this country whilst we are looking. I can give you a simple example. Just on Sunday, there was a paper circulating that we've been given 100 million by the World Bank as a grant for free. And before that, we were given $270 million as a grant. Really? Sure? The same people, they will tell you there's no free lunch in this world. What do they mean? If there's no free lunch, why are you giving me that for free? It's not for free. If they give you 100 million, they will take 100 billion out of you. We need to wake up. We have enough stuff, enough materials, enough resources. We have everything in this country. We don't even need to go and drive or to charter planes to go to America or anywhere where we go to China to go and source for resources. No. If we enclose ourselves, we think, we do things, we have materials that we can exploit and really make what we need. Those people that are coming from outside, they just need to respect us as equal business partners. They should pay the right price for our resources. And that's where the other problem is. You can't come to my country to say, I'm going to mine for 10 years. I'm not going to pay taxes. I'm not going to give you for 10 years. Why? Can I come to your country for 10 years? I'm just getting. For 15 years, 20 years, 30 years, I'm just getting. And after that 10 years finishes, they want to go. They want to create problems so that you can chase them. They have taken everything. We have minerals here. Lots of minerals. We have got uranium here. Can anybody tell me on the income or balance sheet how much money Zambia gets from those emeralds, from that uranium, and so on and so on? There are a lot of metals that basically we really don't know. We need to accept that our knowledge is limited. There are lots of things that we do not know. The technology that we are having, at the level of technology we're having, is lower than what our friends have. It's like a small kid having a precious metal. In a precious metal, which is worth perhaps 2,000 kwacha, and you want it. So you come with a piece of sweet. You say, look, here's sweet and here's 5 kwacha, go and buy some buns there. The child will run, will get that run, and you take the money. This is the 100 million they're giving you. What is 100 million? If Siemens during COVID, where they were a problem, they made profits of 30 billion, a small company, one company. Now we are a country with dance on top. I saw people writing on newspapers everywhere and on radio and TV. We are thankful that we have been given 100 million, which is making us lazy. We are thankful that we got 270 million. We must be ashamed of ourselves. When we come over, we'll tell them, if you want to throw that money here, we'll throw it here with no conditions. But we do not want your aid, which comes with all these restrictions. There is this money they tell you, here we have given you. When you go and see the lists of restriction outside there, you run away. They don't just give you that money like that. It has got conditions, heavy conditions, and people take those things away. I was with a friend somewhere where we were discussing, and there were people offering us something, and that friend, within a minute, in split of a second, he said, yes, I'm going to do it. So for me, I get goose pimples. You need to think. You are dealing with 20 million people. Not only that, we are growing. We are growing fast. We are fast growing nation in terms of population. Those are the people that you are dealing with. Right up now, you've seen Zachariah. The leaders, our leaders on driving seats, they are playing with the people's lives. They don't care. Just some few months ago, these people that are leading now, who were together on the street, they were seeing what is happening, what was happening. Do you think they have forgotten? They haven't forgotten. But it's likely when you go on a table, on a podium, you want to tell the people, yes, I care for you. But when you go behind the scene, you do your own stuff. There are solutions in this country, solutions that we can do ourselves. when we get money from outside, with that aid from that side outside, we feel we are now okay and we have a comfort zone, a laissez-faire affair, and things like that. We saying no to that as Munthu Party. That is the difference with us. We know where the problem is. I can touch even other things. What I would do, for example, with what people are saying, we have delivered. You are giving people 30 million, right? Per constituency. If you're giving people 30 million per constituency and that money is broken into small pieces, ati mkashiteko madeski, mulipeleko mwana wa skulu, mulipeleko chitechi, mwagulako na motoka ya healthy, yawa kapokola ndarama zonse za sira. Are you doing anything? That's consumption. And our leader is an economist. He knows you don't give money for nothing. When you put money there, the money must till and you eat the profit yapamwamba. What we would do ourselves, that 30 million that we give, I will take Eastern Province.
So basically you're saying you're keeping CDF as is. If you came into power, you're not removing CDF, you're keeping it, except you want to use it better.
Well, there are other terms that you use. You can say, okay, I'm going to, it's constituency development fund. That is money to develop the constituency,
Yeah,
right?
right.
You can use other terms. You can use so many other terms. You can say, me, I want to develop the people, and so on and so on.
Right.
So there should be those resources. But those resources, if you are putting them there, let me just give an example. If they are doing it, then do it properly. If I take, say, Eastern Province with 10 constituencies, that is about $300 million kwacha.
Right.
300 million. That's a lot of money. If I multiply, if I divide that money in small pieces, that money I won't see it. And this is what is happening. If CDF made sense, today people wouldn't have been suffering in these compounds. So what I would do myself, take that money, say, okay, I'm going to put it in a huge agriculture company. We had, like, some time back, there was the Eastern Cooperative and things like that. A huge company. That huge company, your duty is to produce just maize. I want you to produce so many millions or billions, if you want, of tons or of maize every year, with a carrot and a whip. So you formulate that company. When you formulate that company alone already, it is going to employ thousands and thousands of people, because you need people to work in all different areas, in almost all, in healthy, in what, in all, in farming itself and so on. So after years, in Eastern Province, I would have 5 huge companies that will make profits, and they will pay back that money. They have to pay back. They have employed people. That money was given as a credit facility, not to eat, then it goes. They have to pay it back. But they are producing food. Eastern Province today is giving 60% of the maize that we need in this country. So tell them, I want you to make 200%. That's your job, and here's the money. You move to another province. You say, you here, I want you to take care of the healthy. This is a company, 5 companies again, in 5 years that you are president in the term. So by the end of your term, you will have made 50 private companies, 5 times 10, 50 private companies in Zambia, huge companies, each one employing thousands and thousands of people. Where will Zambia be? You will see that the kwacha will be stable because your product is here. Now it can't be stable. You are importing everything, a toothpick, a what? Everything. Zachariah, let's look around us. We can't even produce paper, this paper, which comes from wood. We are slaves. But what touches me more is what I put in my mouth. Food. The seed that we are using right up now is not our seed. It belongs to the Americans, the Germans, and the Chinese. These three people control the seed. They say whoever controls what you put in your mouth controls your life. Our lives are being controlled by these people. If they withdraw that seed, if you don't have a seed in the village today, you can't. Some time back, we had our own seed, but our leaders, they have been sleeping. We will bring our seed back, and we will make sure that the research for the seed is done by the Zambians with the local materials here in Zambia. Some of these experiments, they do them in Germany, they do them in America, they do them in China. About my food here, do I know what they put inside there? I'm just happy I'm consuming. Whatever we buy in ShopLite, do you know how they did the genetic composition to make sure that that apple is so big, that potato is so big? We don't know. And our Bureau of Standards, it's not there. It is there, but it cannot control what the inflow of this. I used to import. I spent more than 15, 20 years importing goods into this country. And there is no time that the Bureau of Standards or those guys who gave me a proper analysis of any good that I brought it here. So I'm talking from a vicarious experience. I know what is happening. So all those things are systems that need to be built. This country, believe you me, we need to go back. If systems are working nicely and everything is working nicely, the president can go to sleep. It's ceremonial. The president must not be going kulikorera ndiye vatamangirako kulinjala vatamangirako. What are those people? What are the directors doing? What are the permanent secretaries doing? What are all those managers they have in parastatals? Now from there, let's go to the permanent secretary. What are they feeding him? Come to the ministers. That's why you see the president says we have disaster. We won't have enough. Help us. And the minister says no, we have enough. All these things, all these things. It's a paradox.
You sound tough on foreign direct investment policy. Just share with us what Munthu Party believes in.
Because foreign direct investment here, they have been thugs. They've been coming here to rip us off. If these guys were investing here and making sure that the human resources here, we wouldn't have people suffering. You cannot have somebody going to work, he spends 10 kilometers walking to work, 10 kilometers back, and the big employer doesn't care. I went in some of the firms. A driver is told when is employed as a truck driver. For some of these investors, I won't mention now because I don't want to disadvantage them. The driver starts here going to the copper belt. On the way, the driver stepped on something, the tire goes off, the tire gets punctured. The investor says, you are going to pay for that tire. Honestly, it's an accident. For any little thing, that is exploitation. It looks to be a minor problem, but this is what is happening. These people, when they come here, as I said before, they disrespect us, they corrupt us, because Zachariah, if I'm going to have a civil servant corrupted, who brought that money? He's a foreigner. And that foreigner planned to say, I'm going to Zambia to do this. I'm going to corrupt. Those people are corrupt. They are not corrupt. They are just hungry. They don't have. They see that money. They just want to take it to go and sort their problems. But then what happens if they are caught? The leadership, our leadership, would rather prosecute the Zambian, take the guy who came to corrupt, put him in a better place or either in a hotel or something, and take him back while our people are in problems. And let me say this, and I said it. Us, when we take over, when there's corruption between a foreigner and a Zambian, a foreigner will be punished double or more many times than a Zambian.
Why so?
Because I'll give you this example. There are two thieves. There's a thief that plans how he's going to steal. And there's a thief who comes in a room and he finds something, he takes, he goes. The person who plans is more dangerous than the person who is just accidentally found there and he takes it. These people who come here, they plan. They plan exactly how they are going to take things off us. Once they come here, they know, why should a businessman here come to Zambia and wants to go to State House? Why should a businessman come here, he wants to go and see the minister? And they are allowed. He comes here, he wants to go and see the permanent secretary. No, go and see other businesses. But I've been a businessman throughout my life and I've traveled the world. I would have sometimes a big business. By the time I'm finished, the time the boss, overall boss will come over is when we have already done everything, is finished. To do ceremonial shaking hands. Here, businesses are done from the top. It's wrong. The people that are negotiating up, they are not even experts. How can you jump the expert, you go? So you know already that this person has planned how he's going to corrupt Zambian people. That's why I repeat, they come here to disrespect us, to divide us, to corrupt us, and to steal our wealth and land and make use of it in their own country. We have seen it. They've been stealing our minerals. They are stealing wood. Today in Zambia, how porous are we? I drive along, I find this foreigner is cutting the wood and loading it on his truck, drives. Nobody controls him. And he's using Zambians to cut. He takes it out and off it's out of the country. That's how porous we are. So we are saying, if these people don't respect us, we are ready to trade with anybody in the world. We are ready to give out what we have to other people. If they respect us, if they pay the right price, if retailers, they recognize us as equal business partners, that's what we want. We don't want fake investors who are coming here and to come and take our stuff.
But
Zambians will develop this country. Yes, we have Zambians who are credible enough to go outside there and source the bunnies and come and develop this country.
Mr. Stephen Nyirenda is Munthu Party president. He is my guest this morning. Now, much as you are strong and hard on foreign investment or foreign investors and their behavior, it's also about Zambians themselves. I mean, they've been tagged as lazy individuals. And I think that in one of the voices that at some point circulated where President Hakainde Hichilema, I think, was talking to a minister somewhere, he said words like, it's very difficult to rule Africans. And Zambians are not excluded from that.
Whoever said that is also an African, right? And he's been ruled. If you want to rule, you also get ruled. You can't want to rule and you...
But do you agree that we have a problem as Zambians in as far as
no, I
hard
don't.
work is concerned?
I don't. It is the upbringing. And you will see us. I can tell you, see us. There are so many vices that are making like that.
Which are? Some of them are?
System. There is no... There are very few systems in this country that work. Mostly we see a policeman outside there. Does it work? You see a minibus driver driving. Does it work? You see a taxi driver working. Does it work? You can go in any civil servant office today. It is very difficult for you to walk out with what you need just like that. The systems are not working. And if systems are working, Zachariah, I'm telling you, the president should be ceremonial. because he is our father, the overseer. The president should not be a working donkey. He should not be a person where there's cholera, you are there. Where there's hunger, you are there. No, that's not the job of president. No, they are work donkeys.
So you're saying
it's happening.
A working president who is up and about tells you his systems are weak, and that's the reason why at the end of the day he's got to do the job.
You know what I said, Zachariah? I said you can put so many HHs there, hundreds of them to rule Zambia. Put so many Lungus there, hundreds of them to rule Zambia, and so on and so on. Zambia will not change because they are not looking at the cancer. And the cancer, Zachariah, things need to wake. Look, when you go in these compounds of us or somewhere, it's chaos. It's chaos. Go to the town center right up now on the street. It's chaos. Systems are not working. But on paper, things are very well. They are very, very well. But in practice, in reality, they are not working. So Zambians are not lazy. They wake up in the morning. At around 5 o'clock, 4 o'clock, when I get out of my yard, I see women already. They are carrying things on their head. People are working. People are hard working in Zambia. But if you are working on a wrong direction or not directed properly, you are not going to make it.
As a leader, I know that you've probably heard a lot of people talk about how at one point we were better than Singapore. At one point, we were better than this country, and these countries are far ahead of us in as far as development is concerned. And I'm sure a leader like yourself, who's traveled massively around the world, you should have an inspiration where you definitely need to tap into on the work culture that you intend to implement when you become president.
Yes.
Share with us, which one is that?
You have just mentioned Singapore. You know, the world today, they don't want to talk about Singapore and how Singapore is, because everything is good. Most of the things are good.
Is that your inspiration?
Let me tell you one sentence that this Lua Kwampen, what was his name? Lua Kwampen or so, something like that. The founder of Singapore, the first president. When he was dying, they brought him around. They wanted to
hear his last word.
Hear last word. He said just one thing. He said, "Bye-bye. Keep the system clean. Keep the system going and keep it clean." And I can tell you that to date, that system is clean. Just recently, they put a new leader there. This new leader that they put there, it's just some few weeks ago. I will share this with you. Go and check. No one has had any police complaint against this man. No one, wherever has worked, has anybody that, not even a single letter against this man. Wherever he's worked, he's perhaps cleaner than he himself would be. You know, I don't know whether there's such a thing. Look at his CV, how the man was screened. So it starts from there. We go to become leaders because we have certain things, private things that we are carrying with, that we want. No. Money should not motivate me to go there. Power should not motivate me to go there. Right up now, I can tell you the other thing. There is a difference between a leader and a politician. And I'll tell about myself. Me, I'm not a politician. I'm a leader. Because I don't care about how the elections are going to be in 2026. I care of how this country is going to look like the day that I'm going to live out. What will our children be? What will be our youth be in 30, 40, 50 years from now? That's my caring. But you will see very soon that people would try to get billions or millions of kwacha, throw them on the street to appease people because the elections are nearer. That is a politician. I am not one. Me, I'm a leader. And I want to lead this nation with my team. And I'll lead it with my team very, very well. And I can assure you, I can assure every Zambian, within 10 years, we would see the fruits of this country, within 10 years of our leadership.
My guest on the Tuesday edition of the Burning Issue today is Mr. Stephen Nyirenda. He is the party president of Munthu Party, launched on Saturday. And of course, like he said, it's been in existence since 2017. And well, the launch is obviously in preparation for 2026 elections. And much as you are a leader, you still need to be a politician in order to get the votes in one way or the other. But let's then move to asking you certain questions, because now there is what we hear, United Kwacha Alliance, UKA, and I'm sure you've heard of it. It's been called the pressure group, and as a new party, as a new political party on the political scene, do you have any intentions of being a part of this pressure group?
You see, first of all, let me explain this. We will work with anybody that means well for Zambia, means well for the Zambian people. Anybody who thinks a bit like us. They can't think like us. We can't think like them. We are different. That's the goodness of how God made us. We would work with UKA. If we find what we are looking for in there, I haven't found it. You have used the word separation.
Have you looked for anything?
One of the Secretary Generals visited my office. Okay. And I asked quite a lot of questions.
Right.
And already from this Secretary General there were so many question marks. I was listening. I will answer. I will ask. I listen. I ask. I listen. There were everything that I was looking for. I didn't find it from this Secretary General of that named party. I will not mention it. But leave that aside. There's only one thing that would make me not join it day number one. I respect so much former President Lungu, just as I respect so much my friend, the current president. They are the two presidents we have. The other one is former, the other one is late. These two presidents, they need to sort their problems outside us, the Zambian people. If they are fighting, we are the ones suffering. Let President Lungu go back as a statesman. He can be used for good things in this country. Let President HH please use Mr. Lungu for the goodness that he has. It's not everything that Mr. Lungu did was bad. Mr. Lungu was in that office for 7 years. He definitely has a lot of experience on other things that he can hand it over. He can sit down with HH. I believe it's up to HH to make this man a friend for the sake of us Zambian people, not the sake of you fighting. The two people are fighting. I don't know what his motive is, but I think he is being misled. I can talk about him like this because he was my president. He is still my former president. I can talk about HH because he is my president. These two people, they need to go somewhere and sort it out without us looking. We want to see them and we respect them. We want to see them as statesmen. That is the reason why I would not join UKA. Because as long as Mr. Lungu is there, I think he is not doing a good job for us as the Zambians. He will do a good job if he teams up with HH and he gives HH what he learned over these years against us on our behalf. There are a lot of things that Mr. Lungu knows. And he can explain why he did like that and why he didn't do it the other way around. So that perhaps President HH and his party, they can frog limp to sort out certain problems. But if you check now, go on the internet, 2022, 2023, 2022, almost everything went down. The production of copper went down. The what went down, everything went down. Why? Because there's no handover. And as when we take over, the handover between me and the former president, between me and HH, the handover is going to be 3 months, where I sit opposite to him, and he tells me what he has been doing. You can't have handover where you have been pushing each other. So you don't want to have 2 minutes handover. What did you know? Guys, this is a country. It's not about HH. It's not about Lungu. It's about us. So that handover, I would fight hard that there must be a good handover between the outgoing and the incoming. Minimum 3 months, so that they can take over properly. It's not everything bad that PF did. It's not everything bad that HH and UPND is doing. And now, if another guy comes, when I come, 3 years, 3 months, me and HH, we sit, he hands over to me. Not a minute, and that minute you can't even look at each other in the face. That's wrong. Wrong. It's not about individuals. These people are property of Zambia. They are not private people anymore. They are our people. We own them. So they must do things that we want.
What has lack of your kind of handover, lack of it, what has it done to this country?
It has destroyed the country. If you move around the country, there are lots of started projects. This morning, I was speaking to my friend. I said, you know what? No, not even to my here. When I came, I was speaking here to my friend Thomas. I said, look, if you have moved from Mulundazi to Chama, Sata was making that road from Chama bridging to Lundazi. Where the day that Sata died, that road died there. And the equipment, even the Chinese left the equipment, is there up to today. People are cannibalizing it. This is what happens if there's no handover. All projects that the other one has been doing, they're hot. Those are billions and billions, if not trillions of dollars that we lose because a new guy is coming there. Change comes with a lot of cost. And for me, I can't understand that the people on top, they do not see this. And this is why I was telling you, we are different. We are different. We will work with everybody that means well for this country. We will work with the UPND. Even today, we are ready to give certain things.
Or solutions to some problems.
Yes. The president has been my friend for a long time.
Do you talk?
Yes, we talk. We talk.
Does he consult?
Well, I don't want to say other things that can jeopardize
our
talking. But we talk and we discuss things and
yeah, and I would like you to be very honest. I mean,
Yes.
Put your friendship aside. My next question: the UPN government has run the affairs of this country for 1.5 years almost now, and how do you rate their performance, considering a lot of global economic performances are not favoring them in terms of, wars in Ukraine and Russia, for example, Israel as well. And these are, I mean, in his own saying, conflict everywhere. I mean, conflict somewhere is conflict everywhere. Instability somewhere is instability everywhere. Do you believe that they have performed better amid this instability everywhere, which obviously is instability in Zambia?
First of all, I will be very unfair to give an answer of performance on them. The answer for performance on UPND is on the street. Go on the street, you get it. And when you go on the street right up now, there is no one who talks good about UPND. No one. No one who will tell you, I'm going to vote for you, UPND 2026. And me, I'm open. Even my friend, I tell him.
But you should understand. You should understand this is beyond.
No, it's not.
It's global.
Yes, let me continue. It's not. It's not. You know, I like the Japanese yen.
Yes.
There's
the
black
currency.
and white. No,
is it
the yen?
Okay.
There's black and white.
Yes.
Which means in everything that you have, you can get something positive. In the bad, you can get something positive. Now I'll tell you what positive is. Right up now, there's a problem in Ukraine. A lot of people, they are jobless because their things have been dismantled. And the Ukraine has got the best farmers, one of the best farmers in the world. Why can I not give them 2-3 years job in here as a farmer? And as they come here, they teach my people. If this happened 2 years ago, when the war started, Zambia would be somewhere else because those guys have got experts. So from anything that is bad, I will take the good and try to work with it. But I can want to take the bad and sit idle. You see what is happening today. There's war there, so I'm also suffering. No. There's something that amazed me. In 2008, there was a crunch.
Yeah, global crunch.
The world was literally suffering. But I was shocked that the economy of German people had money. They were buying even more. It was going up. So for me, I learned a lot. Here, the people tried to get what could be best in there. Now that's when they offloaded their savings to make sure that they stock individually, company-wise, corporate-wise, and so on and so on. So the money was offloaded because there was a crunch. Things were cheap. I couldn't believe it, but I learned quite a lot of things from there. So I do not think really that we should sit here and cry. Yesterday, I was looking at a very good clip from our friend next door, the president, Mnangagwa.
Right.
He was explaining how they looked at the problems in Ukraine. They say, no, we want to make our own wheat because they were getting a lot of wheat from there. Today, they are saying they can feed other neighboring countries with the wheat they have. They said they looked at the drought and they said, okay, they did the calculations here and there. They have got the maize that they need. So they are not complaining. But I can want to complain to disguise my not, you build a blanket around your failures or around your competence because you are not able to, so you find why it is not happening. And biological instinct, as human beings, we are always like that. It is not you, it is others. Every time. It's not me. It's the war in Ukraine. It's not me. It's in war in Russia. It's not me. It's in Israel. Please. Why don't you say it's not me? It's a war in Sudan as well, and so on and so on. Let's not run away from our problems. We can sort these problems ourselves. That's why now I come back. Munthu is you and me. It is you and me who will develop Zambia. Zambia is for Zambians. Only Zambians will develop Zambia. If we have that motto, I won't care what goes on. Of course, it does affect me when I see how the way the children are being killed in Gaza. What is happening in West Bank. I'm not a human. I feel so bad, so bad. It affects me because I'm part and parcel of the world. But that does not mean that I should forget my daughter who is next to me, my son, my grandmother, and so on. I must feed myself first before I can feed my neighbor.
Well, the president has just appealed for humanitarian aid in as far as the fact that
from Israel as well, where there's a fight.
And I'm sure you heard his interview on CNN yesterday. It's been trending. I mean, he has appealed for humanitarian help. Everybody should respond. He's asking the global community to respond to Zambia's call that we are in a crisis
of hunger.
Yes, and obviously caused by the drought, caused by climate change.
My friend Cornelius say? He said, "Don't worry, we have enough." Didn't he say? You saw it. Everybody saw it. So, and then the president goes outside. What are we doing then? Are we fundraising?
Is it wrong to ask for humanitarian aid? Or you feel there was no need because we can do something locally?
You know, there is something that I'll go back again to Japan. You know, when there was tsunami in Japan, it was terrible. Literally terrible. Yeah. And you know what whether the prime minister or the president said? He stood on top of, like our president. He said, look, we don't want your handouts. All that we want, come and buy our goods, trade with us, pay the right price. That's what he said. Why couldn't our president also say that? Don't we have anything here completely that we can sell? We have. We have a lot of things we can sell.
What would you do?
If you feel to give me, give me. But what I want you to trade with me. Come and buy my things, it will help me.
Well, I mean, put yourself in his shoes now, and this drought hits while you are president of the Republic of Zambia.
Yeah.
Just tell us, realistically speaking, what would you do?
If the drought hit us and I'm a president,
yes,
there are alternatives.
Such as?
Zachariah, there is already something that I'm doing at a national level. I don't think I want to jeopardize that right up now. There is a lot that one can do right up now here and still feed our people and still have energy. There are two things that we need in this country right up now.
Well, he's listening and you are friends. He's listening and you are friends and you seem to have a solution.
He knows what I'm talking about if he's listening because I've written to him about it. So I'm not going to say it here. I won't.
Why wouldn't you say it if it's developmental to this country, if it benefits Zambian, if it's about
Munthu? There are certain things.
If it's about Munthu, you must share with that Munthu.
Whoever is listening outside there is not all who are Zambians. You know what I said before?
Yeah.
We have Zambians and non-Zambians living with us, and we love them all. But the Zambian must be number one. Whatever I will say here, everybody will pick it up. So others, they can use it against us, and I wouldn't want. They are state secrets.
Well, if you say so.
Yes. So there is a lot, believe you me, there's a lot that we can do right up now without going outside there to beg.
And you've written that to the president?
There are things that I wouldn't want to say on this.
But have you written to him on alternatives, on ideas on how this can be turned around?
I will not want to answer that question right up now. But what I want to tell you that the president and me, we are friends, we talk, so many things. Politicians, that's where the problem is in Africa. If I've got a different opinion as you have, it doesn't mean you are my enemy. I want the best of Zambia. You want the best of Zambia. It's only that we have different way of looking at it. I have a different point. And I think I can run with my team. We can run this country better than the ones who are running it now. As they thought they can run this country better as PF. As PF thought they could run it better than MMD. That's how it is. And we can run it better. and we will run it.
What
better.
will you do if you won an election and the HH doesn't even want to look into your eyes?
He will look into my eyes.
But
He's
because
my
he's
friend.
saying to hell with your handover.
No, he won't.
What will you do? I mean,
There's law. We will use the parliament to do that. We will use the parliament to do that. We will use the constitution to do that.
To compel him to hand over.
Yes, the constitution needs to be changed. There must be a proper handover. We are losing trillions and trillions every year, every changeover of governments, because projects are just left like that. Just imagine, Zachariah, if today you just stood up na vireka in an ilipano, you are talking to me. Wanyamuka pa na vireka wachoka waenda. What will happen? People are listening. The people will stop enjoying your program. The company will suffer. That's why in every institution, there is a period you have to give a month or 3 months, or indeed certain 6 months before you can leave, depending on the position. Now you are running the nation, which has got all the assets that you're talking about. And you say you are going to hand over within a second. I don't want to see you. Look at what was on showgrounds there. It was disgracing me. I felt so bad. And I walked out. Because honestly, there must be a proper handover between president and president, so that all those projects are handed over properly. And as we are going to change that constitution to make sure that that is implemented. It is not about an individual. It's about the nation, about the people. Some of these problems, we have them, or UPND has them, because they don't know where PF left them. Yes, PF may have gone 10 meters high. They come and start zero. They're climbing again. They haven't even reached where PF was. This is a problem. When we take over, we don't want to start from zero. We want to start there where they have less. And with us, it's not going to start hunting who will store what, first of all. No. Let's go up. The system will reject itself. The system will reject. So those are some of the problems that I'm looking at. Literally, Zachariah, I'm telling you, there are so many things that we can sort ourselves. But I'm telling you this, the president is alone. He is alone.
Why do you say so?
Because there are lots of things that his ministers and his secretaries can do. You don't see it. It's like the cabinet is not functioning. Because, truly speaking, I saw the president gallivanting to where this was, that was, this was. No. Let the man go and stay somewhere and think and discuss and go. He's like the chairman. He's been a chairman of so many boards. So he should be like a chairman. He's not a general manager. He's not an MD. He's not an executive director. No. He's like a chairman of the board on top. But things are not functioning.
I've left the question that should have been number one for last, and I will ask it much at the end. But for now, let me start taking phone calls. My guest is Mr. Stephen Nyirenda, who is party president of the political party called Munthu. It was launched on Saturday, and of course, we have heard what their vision and mission is. We'll now allow you, our listeners, to interact with him on 0955-221515. Let's start taking those calls. Good morning. Please tell us your name and where you're calling us from.
Yeah, correct, Ibazaki. Elvis on the line.
Elvis.
Yes. The president is Nyirenda, how are you?
Well, Elvis Nkudala. Mukaliko.
The last time we interacted some 2 days ago, I think he was the Palaiv of Nyirenda. Nilikuchito so.
So, Molandila kutuma mafoni.
Yeah, citizen leader.
He's a concerned citizen.
Speak on behalf of the people. I'm a concerned citizen.
Yeah.
So Nyirenda.
It is in my office.
Nyirenda, I didn't know that launching an party in Angu, but we receive it because this is democracy. I've got a few questions, Nyirenda. First of all, my first question is, if you are voted before into power, what incentives are you going to give to the people to alleviate the poverty levels which are going on in this country? Secondly, with the escalating type of drought which we are having now, what is your government, if all you are voted into power, going to do about power generation, which has affected a lot of businesses in this country? Yeah, number 3, about agriculture, President. We have seen so many lies when it comes to you politicians. When you go for campaigns, this has been a campaign song whereby you say you will be delivering fertilizer in time, you reduce the cost of fertilizer, you reduce the cost of seed, and the roads themselves which lead to these farming blocks are so bad. When you come, you tell us that you upgrade the roads, but nothing happens. This has led to most of the people who are into farming stop farming and produce a lot of crops because of these factors I'm talking about. So it's not always, Mr. Nyirenda, that we can demonize you. It's not always that you speak things which are not sensible. For me, I would like to interact with people like you, although you don't believe in me. Today, I don't want to be too political. I knew why you were asking me that if you move that's why I moved my phone. I knew where you were going. So today, I don't want to be political. I want to be a patriotic citizen who is speaking on behalf of the people. But that, me, when I become political, it's a different ballgame. But I've seen how people are suffering because of these politics. Me, I'm a community worker, Nyirenda. I've been doing this for a long time. This is why you see me, even working with different political parties. I've worked with different political parties, helping in shaping the image of the communities. So when we speak Nyirenda, it doesn't mean that we don't work. Me, I'm working, and I can afford to buy a bag of minimum Nyirenda. I'm not there to be paid to call, but it's what the people do. That's why I always go on the radio. My community there is suffering. If you come in Mutendere there, you see the poverty levels of the people. There is nothing intangible which is helping us. This CDF of Nyirenda, which has come, ask anyone, you come and do a survey, and they ask how many people have benefited from the same CDF people are talking about, that it is a game changer. It has changed the lives of people. For me, I don't think in my community there are a lot of people have benefited, and I can't see any change Nyirenda. So nikabwera Nyirenda, ningafune kusebenza na imwe, manje mukanifikirira mwapikirira mukamba munga nimishuta. You should embrace everyone, whether he's talking negative or positive. As a politician is to listen to divergent views.
Thank you very much. Yeah. Thank you.
Walipata kompata nifuna baniyanke Nyirenda banipate kona namba yao nifuna kusebenza lao ngati bali genuine chabe balete namba tizasebenza nao. We are working with different political parties. Ota kuyoka Nyirenda here. Mulipata abo bamene bafuta ma question yabo. Because he's a very good journalist. If you are not prepared,
thank you, Elvis. Thank you. I have a text message. It's a message on Facebook. Mubumu Siamasese, who says that Julius Malema, number 2 in Africa, he speaks the reality to liberate Zambia from cracked economy, etc. President Nyirenda, I love your vision, altruism, enlightenment, and ego. Morning, President Nyirenda, well spoken. And where do you see HH doing wrong? And why are you not helping him for the sake of Zambian people? That's on our Facebook page. Let me take another call. Good morning.
Oswald
from Chipata Overspill. Oswald, please go ahead.
No, come on, come.
Vanyirenda muzati munga ankozaki muzana Vanyirenda azingi kwazi kuvota chese tiche kuvota ndanga timoona ankozaki abantu am positions are the same ankozaki abantu ankozaki isitima uka 04 ndo vavotera but once chevakankhala pambanda ankozaki yash so mumbe vakamba Nyirenda nawanzo kambira vana vaichechi so chama vakambira Nyirenda ndio vakambira vaichechi apa vaichechi apa ankozaki apa Sinza kakapasanga Mzambia sinza ankozati mkabwa kuno manga kuno wachiri kombo kuno manga mena chifundo antu mavutikira vantu vavutikana ndio chanatenda vache vantu minzara no after vangena vapoka president ndani waichechi vanafika chapusa misi zonse ankozati mamunza timu ngangare bwana nangundi Vanyirenda yemo Vanyirenda vanzana vanangena vanga after vanga pampani First thing about Chita, when I put some minutes on. So, Caesar on the Gambia, but then the Monga Gambia office, I wasn't so it's not emotion. You got my phone, my teacher, and that. You say that Johnson.
Thank you, Oswald. Always a pleasure hearing from you, Oswald. Thanks, and take care. Right. Would you like to respond now?
Yes.
Yeah.
First of all, my office, we always chatted, we always joked. So many stations and platforms.
Yeah.
I don't know why today he has taken it like that. I've always joked with him. But nevertheless, should that have gone, if it has gone a bit further than that, I take it back. That should be that way. He talks about incentive that he will bring to the people. I don't think that it is us to bring incentive to people. And this is where we lose it. You see, let me go again. Munthu is you and me. And it is you and me that will develop Zambia. You and me, not me. So we know where the problem is. Don't set the problem ija na kusebenzera pamozi. That's why I say we need to restore trust through honest transparency, integrity, and. So that means ubwena kubantu vamvere vantu vamene vali navo wauze wekuti ichi chintu tingachite so. Let the people work for their own. The people, when they're asking for meal or they're asking for energy, electricity, it's not that they get it for free. No, they pay. There is no country in the world where I've spent a bit of some time, be it in Europe or in America, where food is not subsidized. I was telling my friends to say, look, I stayed for over 36 years in Germany, and bread, if you check bread, I got bread for $2 10 years ago. I can still get bread for $2 today. This is subsidized. Where you see the farmers have been striking all over now. It started in Europe, it's gone to Asia, to India, and so on and so on. Because of the subsidy that each government does. If you just need to keep the food, the prices of these commodities like energy and food down, but it is not an individual. It is not, it is all of us together. We have to do it, all of us together. Through honest and transparent. You know, I cannot tell the people today to say, Ine unga uzankala so, Ine zankala so. No one knows what will happen in 2026. No one knows the dynamics that we are going to be there in 26. All that I can tell the people is that we will work together and sort the problem together. And these are the main things, as Evis has said. We need power and we need food. That is agriculture and energy. These are very, very important things. We have a solution. For example, Zambia is so vast and it can feed the whole of Africa. It can feed part of the world if we do the right thing. But we are not doing it. Evis, listen to me just about agriculture. I talked about the seed. Muribe seed yano, that's where it starts from. Now, take the seed aside. Take about the infrastructure, the technology, the developed technologies you don't have. If you go and see uko kapena ndi nkusaro engineering or kwamene wagulisa, mukaone tumatrakita twamene wagulisa. It can't. We need to have proper technology that will make us be able to till the land much more quicker, to cut the trees much more quicker, and so on and so on. I move around. Luckily, I'm an engineer. And when I look at the technology our friends have and technology that we are using, is something to laugh about. We cannot feed ourselves with what we have. No, we need to change the way we look at things. Seed is number one. Let's have our own Zambian seed, not seed by the European, seed by the American, seed by, no, that's agriculture. Power. You see, me, I wonder, when I go to other developed countries and things like that, you will not have any 1 second power disruption. What is the difference between us? Nothing. Nothing. It's the mind. If we want here in Zambia, we can have 100% no power disruption. We have so many waterfalls in Zambia, so many, that water is pouring like that. Even if you talk, you don't even go for water conservation. There are waterfalls that are running day and night, 24/7, every day. Today, as I'm talking, even this condition that where we are. The number two is energy that is supplementary. You will know we have a lot of coal here, and coal can give us standby energy. We talked about this several times, even with my friends several times. There are other energy that we are not looking at. You have geoenergy. Let me tell you, look, it's you can laugh. If you are going towards the eastern province, you pass the Chongwe, there's Chunyunyu hot spring. It's just about 5 meters away from the main road. That water is above 1,000 degrees Celsius. In itself, just itself, it's able to drive something. But that place, you cannot even attract a coin from tourism industry. Look at it. And next, for a long time, it was free. I'm told some time back, some MP or whatever, he went and grabbed almost over all of it. That is energy being wasted every day. Today, our friends, there's technology where you can get energy from the difference of 1 degree Celsius. So if you go to the seawater, which has got 0 degree, and it goes to 1 degree, you are able to make energy. Here we have got over 10, 15, 20 degrees Celsius differences. You can't. So it is basically, how do you embrace your technology, your learnedness? Number two, in that number two I've answered.
I think the other ones were basically, how can you help UPND?
Yeah, I think I said it.
I think we said it. Let me give you another one. And Brighton Shotoa on Facebook says, good morning, Zach and President Nyirenda. CDF is not helping this country grow. People who got these loans are failing to pay back. If this continues, we are doomed. Zambians are in gear to actually remove the UPND from government, but The opposition is not mobilizing, no rallies, no structures. Again, when you have such sentiments, you foresee voter apathy, because
unfortunately,
they don't seem to have alternative.
Unfortunately, and people need to know, if they are saying we want to change the government and they don't go to vote, which may be the thing. Voters' apathy comes from no
confidence,
and no trust between the public and the leaders. You know, as the I don't know, one of our friends said, these people, they are the same. Mr. Nyirenda speaks the same. I refuse.
Oswald.
Oswald, I don't speak the same like HH. I've never. Yeah, Oswald, I want to correct you. HH and me, we were both in opposition some 3 years ago. I never spoke like him, and he never speaks like me. So we are not the same. We are the same, perhaps in the sense that they say politicians lie, politicians want, and so on and so on. This is what I said before, Oswald. I said there's a difference between a politician and a leader. A politician just wants to win the elections. It doesn't care what comes thereafter. A leader will look for the future. What am I giving the youth thereafter? How are they going to be? Now, I can see CDF. He's talking about CDF. I said it before, more or less. CDF does not change has never, or it is not something that has developed our way of living. One cannot say we have become better, we are living better because this money has been introduced from I think 20 from 20 million to 30 million. No way per constituents. No. CDF, the way it is done, the thinking has not finished. The people need to think from A up to Z. As I said, you can't just take money and drop to people to say, okay, take it to school, take it to there, take it to health, and things like that. There's no vision. There's completely no vision. The vision works like this. First of all, you have to have an idea to say, today I want to go to Chipata. And me to go to Chipata, it costs me 200 or 500 kwacha. You take 500 kwacha, you give to somebody, go to Chipata. You can't take 10,000 to say, iwe, indrama, kwa mene uzashinda, kwa mene ufuna. Manji kwa mene azaenda mundu, azaenda kuti. There is no vision with CDF. It can't, and it cannot sort it all. It's like, here's 30 million. It will sort all the problems of the constituents. No. That money to be invested so that it can make more money and more people can enjoy. And also, we have heard that there's a lot of corruption and malpractices the way this money is being given. I was approached by 5 young people. They brought a business report plan to me. They say, sir, can you help us to look at this business? We want to go and apply for CDF. I asked them a few questions. These guys, they did not even know what they wanted to do. I said, I'm sorry, I can't. At the end of the day, I'm not so sure whether they got the money or not. You can see. And this is the chain multiplication of what's happening. This money, some people take it and share it, and it just goes like that.
Well, earlier on, Siamasese, who described you as Julius Malema number 2, is asking how he can join the party. He really feels you are presidential material, and he's looking forward to you sharing how he can join the party. Jack M. Katiba says that we need checks and balances. He further goes on to say people are hungry in these compounds. No one will tell me that UPND is in the right lane. You are now our Moses, Mr. President. We want you to revamp this country. Let me give you some more phone calls. 0955-221515 is the number that you are calling us on if you would like to call and participate. Let's pick this one.
Good morning, Zach.
Good morning. I'm well, thank you. Your name, sir, and where are you calling us from?
Yeah, this is Lawrence calling from Chilanga.
Lawrence from Chilanga.
Yes, sir.
Please go ahead.
Good morning, Mr. Nyirenda.
Good morning, Lawrence.
Yeah, thank you, sir. So, I like you, and you managed to register a party under the New Dawn. The people that are shooting at democratic space today, a lot of people are trying to register political parties. They're failing. So, kudos to you, sir. Yeah, man. Now, coming to the issues of governance, what's your take on the governance of the UPND? Okay, today they promised us at 50 kwacha, they promised us fertilizer 230, they said fuel will be at 112. They promised the rule of law, they promised that democracy. They said when you're arrested, you're in the cage at 14, you're released. There's this Patel, this Indian, a PF supporter, was arrested in February over an assault. Today, this guy is still in the cells, hasn't appeared in court. The police haven't charged them. So that's what the president say and what he does. Are they correlating or what? Or does he hear himself when he's speaking? Because even the report he gave on Friday, it was supposed to be a progress, a report on progress. Constitutionalism is gone in this country. Democracy is gone in this country. Okay, poverty levels have increased in Lusaka from 54% to now 68%. In rural areas, it has increased from 62% to now 74%. And now, when you ask our readers, that's saying CDF is a game changer. What game changer? When you build a school, when the wind comes, the school roof is broken. Okay, is that a game changer? You put a bridge, the rains become a few rains, just become a bridge kaenda. And then I think it's a game changer. Who decides how to use CDF? When we talk about decentralization, we're saying that we are shifting the power from central government into the communities. But the person will tell you, go and buy an ambulance. Go and buy an ambulance. Go and buy a cruiser for the police. Which day when you go to Shanga police, that bus has no fuel. Why can't they employ, agriculture exceptionals in the business of agriculture? You buy them cruisers, so you increase on productivity in the agriculture sector. Okay, the issue of the El Nino was predicted long time ago. When the president held the press briefing in December, he knew that was an El Nino. But he went ahead and gave the farmers fertilizer. In southern province, in western province, they gave a lot of fertilizer. Whilst people in northern Wapura Muchinga, they received little and not fertilizer. Some of them didn't receive top dirty fertilizer. And we know that's why now they are because of because when the colleagues took fertilizer to northern Muchinga and Wapura, on that people, and then they are saying no, as these people are tribal. But the PF knew. That's why we went to 3.7 metric tons of maize. Because they knew that this is not politics. The rails have a pattern has changed from southern province, from central province, from western province to part of northwestern province and the northern region. But them they are campaigning with the floor of the house. No, they're giving 80% to Wapula and Muchinga for getting southern province. They took more fertilizer to southern province. Where is the maize? They took more fertilizer to western province. Where is the maize? It went to west. So we have agriculture that can make decisions based on science, not based on politics, or just make your friends look bad. So for me, my question is, they fought in power 7 countries, okay? The power from Kafia Lower Coast is going to Zimbabwe, 500 megawatts of power is going to Zimbabwe. Zimbabwe doesn't have blockade because we are supplying them power. Tanzania doesn't have blockade because we are supplying them power. Kenya doesn't have blockade because we are supplying them with power. Namibia doesn't have load shedding because we're supplying them with power. Botswana, we're supplying them with power. About 1,800 megawatts of power is being exported. And this therefore tells us that now there's a deficit of 500 megawatts. So we are going to load shed the Zambian business, at expense. I mean, where is the care for your own people? They promise us a lot. Today we are suffering. We can afford 3 meals. Okay, and yet we have got leaders who are present. Every time they speak on the podium, sometimes they ask, do they live in Zambia or they live elsewhere? Things are okay. Where's the economy today?
Thanks,
So
Lawrence.
where are you going to go? So I need your answer on those. But I give you those because there are very few people that can say a party under this dictatorial government. Thank you, sir. God bless you, Zach. It's a long time apart.
Thank you, Lawrence. But also, Lawrence, remember that this political party was registered in 2017. So on Saturday, it was barely being launched. Yes.
No other manage. You can't register a party now. You can't be in limbo. Can't be ready.
Thank you. Thank you, Lawrence. Thanks for calling. Appreciate it. Quite mindful.
Yes.
Yeah.
Lawrence, I don't think it's a question. The comments and the problems you have seen.
Yeah.
For me, Lawrence, I appreciate what you are saying. I'm feeling the same and so on and so on. But there's one thing that I want to refrain from. For me, every now hitting on the problems that they are doing and things like that does not make me a good leader. It doesn't. We saw UPND, they were talking about the problems of PF every day. Did it make them good leaders? There we are. So I want us to concentrate on the things that we can do, on the issues that will change our way of lives, that will change us to higher development. We want prosperity and productivity. And those are the things I want to concentrate. But nevertheless, it is not wrong to look at the shortcomings. It's only if you know about your history, you know where you are, that you are able to make where you want to go. Thank you so much, Lawrence. There's not much that I can say, but I sympathize with you. I would love to have your number because I think we can work together.
Indeed. Well, we'll take some more calls on 0955-221515. And let's take this one. Good morning.
Good morning, Mr. Zaki.
How are you today?
Fine, thank you.
Your name's
Nyirenda. Okay, mukambana walungu John Land.
Walungu.
Okay.
Yeah, Walungu.
Vale mukamba wa President Nyirenda, both in the Chabe Buin. But in the meaning of Pempengo Nicha, those are accused of former president Mugurizan, and those are accused. Pamela politics of former president. One name about Zambians, or boutique. Even got the president in the land of Zambians. Also attack opposition in Zambia. It's going to be never from Okama.
Zikomo Lungu. For that, probably I can take another one on 0955-221515. Good morning. Hello, good morning.
Yes. How are you, sir?
Very well, thank you. Your name and where are you calling us from?
This is Jonathan calling you in Lusaka.
Jonathan from Buseko, please go ahead.
Exactly. Let me go straight maybe to the mining.
Right.
You know, number one, in mining it's a gift that God has given us, our mineral resources. And if we ask today, Chile, we can see that minerals might be finished. Now, how come the gift that you have been given, now we ourselves, that's why we start recognize to say God has given this. Because what I was expecting to the current government, I was expecting to say, since our beloved president is a businessman and he has done economy, Zambia will own its own money for the benefit of Zambians. But we have never seen that, and I haven't seen that direction for this government. Then, number two, I go to agriculture. First of all, it's a question that I'm asking to the president. What are you going to do if the Zambian trust you to give you a vote to say, we give you the parliament today, you are the one who is running the president. What are you going to do in mining sectors? Because we have seen all the government, they don't recognize to say, this is our mineral. We need to sell ourselves. We need to operate ourselves. We need to rule ourselves. We have never seen that in mining sectors. Yet, we are the second largest produce of copper. This makes me worry. The number two, Let me go to agriculture. Agriculture. The message to the current to the president: please make reshuffles. Ministers, balemi vepa, ba president. Balemi vepa to say we have not to ama fertilizers 100% and whatever. I've been almost in 5 provinces. See with my own eyes, people, but they are kind of fertilizer. I've seen with this. Last year, people were there kind of fertilizer, and it even came late. This is true. But we saw him, Mutolopiri, and announcing to the parliament, he says, we have delivered 100%. President Malemi says, you are alone in this sector. And agriculture is something that what are you going to do, Mr. President, there in studio? What are you going to do in your government when it comes to agriculture, so that you are going to attract us, the youth, to say, because at the end of the day, FRI are enough money. What are you going to do in that area? The number 2, on this CDF, Bama Pasa Malone. You know, you can't give loan for a business group that you have never trained or that you haven't trained. This is the problem. They are failing to pay back because they don't have knowledge about business. In Kigali, Rwanda, when you are getting a loan, even if you are in diaspora, you are going to get online learning. In Zambia, they are here in Zambia. We have seen running shops, and we Zambian, we are selling. Why? Because they are training them in their own local language. What are we doing? You can't give someone money and to say, no, do business. You don't have knowledge. Nothing that is going to do. So on this one, CDF is taking us back. And you remember, time is still tricky. This is now, we are now 60. What have we done? Thank you.
Thank you. Thank you very much, Jonathan, for that. Maybe you would like to respond, but before you do that, I've got JOJ on Facebook says, morning, Zach. Morning, President Nyirenda. Please, can you talk about the democratic space as well? Because too much silly arrests going on. What's your takes are? And the honest Kashweka on Facebook says, please, I want to join Munthu party. Your contact. I'm Kashweka from Shibuyunji district in Central Province. So many people want to join Munthu party. You must be excited. But let's respond to Jonathan.
Jonathan, mostly, I mean, it's more
especially mining sector. I think
sector.
I think we've touched on others, CDF
yes.
and the others. Yeah.
Yes, you see, Jonathan. First of all, if you look at our national agenda, I didn't touch it today, but it's already our national agenda. Point number 1 says the wealth of Zambia must be placed in the hands of the Zambians. Number 1. Now, we also know that we have limited knowledge in what we have in Zambia in terms of resources and things like that. So it is, for me, so important to respect that a Zambian is going to do this job, not a foreigner who may have even more knowledge. We saw that when they were mining here for a long period, they never declared gold. Gold is a byproduct of copper. So they were taking gold just like that outside. Our knowledge, a few people had it, a few people talked about it, but nobody wanted. For me, a wise way of redesigning any thing that you want to do, there may be certain things that may need to be closed. As long as they are not touching the lives of people, they may need to be closed, redesigned, and then given back to the people. It cannot be that we are not able to finance our own budget in this country with so much resources that we have. our mining sector. We'll talk about it in detail because we have topics one week by week. I don't know which week it's coming, but we will alarm the people. The mining, I think what we're doing today is like we don't know what we're doing. It may be very important that first of all, we put a temporal audit where certain things are closed and we restart them. You can't have every Jim and Jack is mining and every Jim and Jack is taking things out. Just go as if you are going to Lumfunsa here. There are companies there that people have brought. Zambians are digging, taking the copper to them, the gold to them. They wash, give them back. They get that other gold and take it out. Their company is not mining. So they can't even declare the gold. Their company is like they are just refining on behalf of people. That's what they declare. And how can these things happen when we have a live ministry of mining? It is there with permanent secretaries, with the directors, with all these people. That's where now you'll find rampant corruption. As I said, again, let me go back. Systems in so many of our areas and so many ministries and things that they are not working. We will need to redesign. You will see what we wrote about the mining and the economy. We need to redesign a lot of these things. It's there in our manifesto, and we will talk about it. Agriculture, I think we touched it several times.
Let me take this opportunity to ask you my question, which should have been my first question on the agenda.
Yes. Can you allow me perhaps to answer Mr. Lung when he says don't attack opposition?
Oh, yes.
He meant the former president.
Yeah.
I don't think I attacked him. In fact, what I mean is good. I want him to remain a statesman. He should not be fighting with junior politicians. No, he's done his job. He should sit there. We should go to him to seek for advice, not again to be fighting around. That's what I meant.
Now, someone out there is listening to your voice and they are hearing of Munthu Party for the first time, and some they are also hearing the president of Munthu Party for the first time, and they are wondering, who is this man? Is he also an economist? Because we have seen economists that have not delivered. Is he also a lawyer? We've seen lawyers that have not delivered. Let's find out who Steve is.
Stephen Nyirenda is an engineer. I am an engineer.
Born here in Zambia? We heard about your 30 so many years abroad.
Born here in Zambia.
Did your education
born
here?
In Lusaka. Went to, my father sent me, I hated it so much, but now I love it, sent me to Lundazi. I think that was good. So from there I came back and I was at the University of Zambia for about a month or two, and I left the country. So I trained in Germany as an engineer, and then when I finished, I worked there.
What's your area of engineering?
It's in German we call it cybernetic. It's automation in mechanical engineering, specialized in those areas where you cannot send a human being, like in a furnace or where there's a volcano and things like that. So you construct a machine that can go in such areas where human beings can go. That's what I did.
And you're a businessman for that matter.
No, yes.
You worked in German?
I worked in German for about 5 years. And at the end, I wanted to raise money to start business. And that's what I did. So I came down here. I started business. A lot of people, those that are perhaps a bit older, they know there was Wafer Limited, did tires,
in Soweto,
engines in Soweto. All sorts of things. So we were trading. That's why I said I did a lot of import. I also exported. We tried to export certain goods and things like that. And there are things that we learned. We had powerful products from Zambia and things like that. There are things that we learned during our export and so on. So we stopped it because it was being blocked throughout.
Yeah, you were also the first Zambian to set up a private television.
Exactly. So we were the first one to set up movie TV, and there's something that we did, which for me, when I came here first from Germany, there was no music, Zambian music.
Yeah.
There was only Congolese, and we said we are going to start. We were going to invest, and we invested actually a couple of millions of kwacha to bring equipment and so on. And
Movie Posse was
Movie
going.
Posse, all these guys like JK, St. Michael's, Sister D, a lot of these guys, they went through us. And literally, at the beginning, people were saying Zambians cannot sing. We said, give us 10 years. It will never clock 10 years. During that time, we started the TV. And people were telling, I remember my friends at ZNBC inviting me and embarrassing me so much, telling me, do you think you can run a TV station? A TV station can never be private, can never be private. We said, wait. And it happened. The same business that I talked about, when we started that business, bringing tires here, they used to laugh at us. We said, no. At the end, that time it was parastato. At the end of the day, everybody started doing it. So with that, Zach, I want to say we've been pioneers of things that have become successful. And we are also a pioneer of a party that is going to make Zambia successful. Believe you me, Zambia will be successful within 10 years. So that's that. So I went into TV, and then here I am now, retired in politics. Yeah.
Mr. Stephen Nyirenda, keep shining is all I can say. And I can only wish you all the best, unless you have concluding remarks to the Zambians who are listening out there.
Zambians, let's work together. Let's work together. Let's put our differences aside. The problem that is us, here with us, is for all of us. It's not only for UPN. It's not only for PF. It's for all of us. Let's join hands and make sure we change this country. Zambia is for Zambians. Munthu is you and me. And it's only you and me that will develop this country. Thank you.
And thank you for coming. Well, listeners, thank you very much. And that's what we had for you today on our Tuesday edition of The Burning Issue. And thank you also to our partner radio stations. Wave FM Radio carried this program live. We were live on Spice FM in Kabwe and Central Province. And we were also live on Tuta FM in Mansa. And we are grateful that you gave us that opportunity to be on those various platforms. So we will be back again this Thursday with the Thursday edition of The Burning Issue. And thanks for listening. And from all of us, is take care of yourselves and more so of each other. Bye-bye.
Tune in next week for another edition of The Burning Issue. And thank you for your participation. Democracy and freedom of expression.